Episode number 143 of Making the Case. Are men and women fit for marriage? Let's get it. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Making the Case. I am your host, Dr. Jacob Isom. Hey, we got two channel norms over here. One, we'll take points in our people, and then two, we don't do all that cussing, derogatory stuff. We like to keep it professional. Okay. Hey, so you heard it. Title of this episode is Are Men and Women Fit for Marriage? Now, I'm not asking why are men and women getting married or should they get married? That's not the question that I'm asking. I'm asking, are men and women fit for marriage? And why am I asking that question? Well, yes, the divorce rate. Yes, the level of unhappiness and the lack of duty when it comes to marriage, right? So, one thing that I've noticed just throughout my experience and with working with people with, what have you, in observation that we've been told to get married, right? We've been told that that's the right thing to do. No different than we've been told to get a home or, things of that nature, right? But a lot of us lack the training and the know-how and the sophistication and the work that it takes in order to maintain a successful marriage. That is what a lot of times we're missing. How do I know? Well, the stats back that up, right? We're talking about hovering around 50% of divorce rates. And then it goes up second marriage and goes up third marriage. Now, why you want to be married three times, I have no idea, but to each his own. Okay. So I think it's a fair question to ask. And the reason why, to extenuate my point, the reason why it's fair is the fact that we know that a lot of people are not seeing functional relationships, let alone marriages, right? We're talking about a man and woman in the house functional, right? So either a man or woman is in the house dysfunctional or a woman is raising a kid by herself. The numbers bear this out, right? So where are we getting this training? Where are we getting this know-how to know what a productive marriage is supposed to look like? All right. So I'm asking the question, are we fit for marriage? And my standpoint is no, we're not fit for marriage. That's why we keep breaking up. That's why we don't understand how to sustain a long-term relationship, right? Long-term relationship equals marriage, right? Because the longer you're with someone, more than likely you probably will take that next step and get married. There's a small percentage of people that don't want to, right? So I got a couple of video clips that is going to get into, the whole idea of how men and women look at marriage. And then we're going to compensate and go for there. So without further ado, let's get into our first clip, shall we?
Going through a lot of shit.
Men are built to take care of women. Men are built to be there for women. Men are built to be a support system, a backbone for women. But I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not sure if women are built to be a backbone for a man. I'm not sure if women are built to be an emotional support for men. I'm not sure if women are built to be there for when a man is going through hard times, or struggling, or lost his job, or homeless. I'm just not sure that's what women are built for. Not built for as in they can't do it, but built for as in they can't do it.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm going through it.
And there's a lot of truth to what this young man is saying. And I know he got it's kind of confusing because he said they're not built for it and they're not built for it. I think he confused himself, but um, it's not that women aren't built for it, that they're not trained for it. They're not told that they have to do that, right? And this goes back to the point that, well, the reason why a woman wouldn't be fit for marriage is because no one is telling her that she has to do this in a marriage. They always told her, well, she needs to worry about, well, what a man is doing for her. And this goes back to a woman be raised like a princess and all this stuff. So the mother and the father, if he's in the daughter's life, is raising her up to be catered to. They're not showing her how to cater to a man in the marriage, right? So, and this is the problem. So, one thing I would say is the fact that I think people need to get more into their holy books, right? Because I do think it gives instructions into what a marriage should look like, how you should treat a person in a marriage, etc. Right? So all people do, their first point of reference is go to that Bible, go to that Quran, go to that Torah, go all the way back to the Pentateuch if you want to. All right. So just go to your holy books if you're a religious person. If not, there's plenty of other information, podcasts, books, and stuff like that. If you're more of a secular person, that you can get this understanding. Now, I don't want to say that it's no excuse not to know, right? Because really, you need that on the job training. And what I mean by that is not while within the marriage, you need to be seeing it as you grow up and get that understanding. But unfortunately, many of us are not getting it. All right. So let's go on to our next clip.
And this would probably shock a lot of my friends and my family because I hadn't told anybody. I have been searching for something in my relationship that we don't have for the whole time we've been married, which has been 10 years. There is not a single thing about my husband in and of himself that I do not love. Let me be very clear about that. He is the most self-disciplined, loyal, hardworking, good person that you could meet on this planet.
This is exactly why so many men don't want to get married, because they could be the most loyal, hardworking, honest, good man, but then they end up divorced. That is scary, because if he's literally doing nothing wrong, then what can he fix? But here this man is. He's already doing everything. What's even worse is that this has been going on in her head for 10 years. He probably had no clue. And then she'll give him 6 months to somehow fix it after it's been going on for more than 10 years. It's so unfair. And this is what men mean when they say that it came out of nowhere, that they were blindsided. She blindsided him. She can't say that, well, she told him 6 months ago that it was a problem and it needed to be fixed. And then they end up in divorce. And then she claimed that she didn't blindside him. You did blindside him.
I told my husband I wanted a divorce.
And for men, this is the most frustrating part, right? Because a lot of men do want to get married, right? But when we hear and see stories like this over and over and over, it's pretty scary, right? Because men have a lot to lose in the marriage. But part of the reason why women feel this way, going back to what I said before, is the fact that they've been told, they've been brought up that everything is about them, that it's about their happiness, right? They haven't been told that marriage is about duty, right? So if you're getting your needs met, right? If you're building family, that's the foundation. That should bring on your happiness, but no, right? That is not going to make a woman happy in 2025. Not nowadays, right? So the reason why women are leaving relationships, or I should say marriages, because of their happiness is because they haven't been trained and taught that it's not about them. Unfortunately, they should have got that when they took those vows, right? And they should have understand, talking to a preacher or talking to somebody going through marriage and counseling, that a union is one. So you should be, if anything, talking about you guys' happiness and not just yours. Hey, I got one more clip I want to show you. Let's get it.
3 years old?
Yeah.
And you 100. That's son. You got to be the prettiest 100-year-old. They've been married 82 years. So now, Miss Willie, you said that the secret to a happy marriage is being nice to each other.
Yeah.
Any other advice you have?
Just sit down and talk things over.
Talk things over.
Oh, yeah, and get a good understanding of what you're doing and where you're going.
You 100.
And I want to leave off with that advice and that notion. And because it sounds so simple, right? Be nice to each other, talk to each other. And I also heard this advice from another clip that I watched probably a couple weeks ago, right? Because what we've come to understand is the simpler things are the harder things for us, right? Do you know how long to be married 80 some years to be consistently nice and consistently talk? See, our problem is that we don't want to understand that once we get into a marriage that it's about us, it's no longer me, it's no longer I, right? So as simple as just being nice, understand that, yeah, I might be in a mood, but at the end of the day, that person has nothing to do with it. And for sickness and health, for richer, for poor, like those vows should mean something. And unfortunately, they don't to the average man or woman nowadays. So why do I think men and women are unfit for marriage? Because we can't do the simple things consistently, and we can't do the simple things right. Our mentality, social media is to be blamed. Not seeing it and being trained in a traditional marriage has a lot to do with it, right? So all the onus is not on us, but when we become an adult, the onus is on us is to reach out and seek help, therapy, whatever it is that we need, mentorship, guidance. All right. Hey, that's our episode for today, man. I ain't gonna keep you no longer. Please, please, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Are men and women suitable, fit for marriage? Let me know what you think. As always, I'm you are me. Love always, love eternal. Remember, the worst thing you can do is lie to yourself. And we out. Deuces. One love.